Hey, how do you feel like that's going to affect your performance today?
Oh, I'm a pro. You know I'm a pro. I'll be fine. But I'm just telling you where my head's at.
Total pros.
Listen, man, I want to make sure I tell our audience where my head's at. I think sometimes you conceal things. I want to make sure I'm open and honest with our audience. So that's where I'm at today.
That seemed unnecessary. Well, we're happy to have you back.
The big concealer.
The big concealer. Even if you're a little discombobulated.
I'll be all right. It's you know how that is, man. All of a sudden, your kids, you go from dumping them off at school, and then you kind of got your day, and we got to figure this part out after school. Now, it basically is everything. You don't know what stuff's going on, and there's more stuff than actually when you actually just had them in school.
So I am here to say that you are 1,000% right. We've got performance training. Maddie was going for a run with her.
And your kids are world-class athletes. My kids are just out here trying to hang in. You know what I mean? So it's a little different. We have different stuff going on.
Can you just let me agree with you instead of being snarky McSnarkerson, please?
I'm not even being snarky. You have elite training and golf and tennis.
Golf match
so
tomorrow.
I can't even fathom what our schedule would look like if it was like that.
Summer League basketball last night. Summer League volleyball tonight. We had a big banquet for the track and field season. Yeah, we got a lot on our plate.
Tausch is struggling to parent when the kids come home at noon and want to watch TV for the afternoon.
That's not true, Jesse.
I'm not here to cast aspersions. All I'm saying is I totally feel your pain. Now, again, this has been discussed many, many, many times on this show. Not the calendar that you have. You have a fancy schmancy electronic one. Paula actually takes poster board and creates one because we're old people that just prefer written items, and then we run down each day at the start of the day. But luckily, we both have wives that keep all the runners on base, so to speak. So we just have to find out what our responsibilities are and carry them out. So no one here is complaining. No one here is a world-class athlete. You once were. You're not anymore.
I am complaining. I don't know where you didn't get that I was complaining. I am complaining.
Okay, I was trying to help you there. How was your trip to AmFam Field yesterday?
It was fantastic.
Photos of you in the booth. Did you take them with you? I want to know all about it.
I didn't steal anything. I was given a cribbage board. I did not. I'm not. That's not how it works. I think at some point I will get a copy or the prints of me and Prince. I'm hoping that we can work that out. But yeah, it was an awesome day.
Cry.
The hospitality of the Milwaukee Brewers, both for Jesse and I with the show, the fact that they went through the effort to go to the archives and get those pictures and then put them up in the bin, and it just was awesome. And then we got down on the field. There's a couple of partners that were down, and they were able to meet up with. We got to meet some of the players, and so it was an awesome day.
Who'd you meet? Details.
Well, Baldwin for the Braves is one of the players.
Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, Drake Baldwin. I don't think you have any clue. You don't know. Okay, I don't want to get into. I'm not going to be mean.
You're right.
Yes, he is a catcher.
I don't know who he is.
He's a catcher for the. I know
guilty.
you don't. That's why I didn't really think I needed to get into great detail.
You didn't know his first name either.
All right, Jesse, why don't you tell him?
Oh, no.
It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. I want to make sure I'm good for 3 hours. I can't deal with this at 9:09. So, Jesse, he's a Madison guy.
Yeah. So Drake Baldwin went to Madison West High School. He's an alum of the GRB Academy, the GRB Rays program. Great partner of ESPN Madison.
GRB is a great partner. From the jump, I think, of ESPN Madison.
Been involved with our Prep Mania coverage for a very long time. Drake Baldwin actually appeared with Dennis Semrau and I when he played at Missouri State University in the Missouri Valley Conference. He was a great baseball player for the Bears a number of years ago, and he has made it to the major league level. He was hitting in the 2-hole yesterday, had a big contingency of Madison West fans on Monday night when he had a hit that went off the wall, and they were going nuts. It almost sounded like Cubs fans had invaded the stadium because there were so many Madison West fans and friends of his and family members that were cheering him on. And then yesterday, the GRB Rays program, they were there and got a chance to meet him on the field. It was really cool beforehand. So we got to see that and experience it from where we were up in the booth. Pretty cool morning for a bunch of those kids.
They got to go over and do some other stuff, go do the slide, and then they got to hang out in the Brewers dugout. I think Drake had given a jersey to one of the kids, so it was just a really fun day. And then this is where it got a little goofy. So the game is going to start. We have seats. We have some seats in the 100 level. We have some seats in the 200. There was a group of about 25 of us that were here, and it was hot out. It was really hot out. And if you go to a day game at AmFam Field, you sit in that sun, you get a little bakey. So I ended up kind of deciding, because I don't know what I was thinking. I had a Wisconsin vest on with a long, like a nice dry fit long sleeve shirt. And it was too hot. Like, Old T got too hot. So Max and I went back to where we did the show, which was it's the best place to watch the game, too. You're right behind home plate. You're low. You can see everything. It's air conditioned. You can open the windows, let a little
it's
air
called
come
the press
in.
box.
Well, it's not the press box. It's the it's press box adjacent. It's not in the press box. So as this is going, we go up there. We're watching the game. It's, Brewers get beat. They didn't play well. Gave up too much early. It just was a sloppy game for the crew. But all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and I didn't know. I'm talking to our guy who is taking care of us all day, and he leaves. It's about, I don't know, the fourth inning or so, and we're sitting there. Max goes to get a soda, and I'm just sitting there in the booth, just kind of minding my P's and Q's in between innings. I'm looking on Twitter and whatever else, and all of a sudden, Max comes in, and I swear to God, I had no clue that I was on the Jumbotron. He says, "Dad, you're on the Jumbotron." And that's when I looked up, and I'm like, "Oh." And I waved, and that was and then Riley, there it is. And then Riley Yauk, I don't know, 20 minutes later, is also on the Jumbotron. So a lot of Jumbotron for the ESPN Madison team yesterday.
What the hell was Riley Yauk on the Jumbotron for?
He did
I still don't know.
He did the crazy cap shuffle. He was selected, I believe, truly at random to do the crazy cap shuffle. One of the hallmarks of in-game entertainment at American Family Field.
Not for the hot dog or for the sausage race, though. He just did the crazy cap shuffle.
Obviously, the sausage race is a league of its own. But as far as like the fan-selected entertainment, Riley being selected to do the crazy cap shuffle, it's like prime positioning for in-game entertainment in the fourth inning. And he got it right. Made it easy for him because the entire stadium, once it gets done, everyone yells what number it is. Everyone goes, 2.
Are you questioning whether he would have gotten it on his own? Is that what you just did?
I think I have it on good authority, according to a source close to the situation, that Riley did not know what the actual cap the ball was under.
Just wait a second. He really didn't. That couldn't have been easier. This wasn't like a hard game of 3-card Monte on the streets in Nolens.
First of all,
where you end up losing a couple $100.
They upped it from 3 caps to 5 a few years ago, so it's a lot more difficult now. A lot more movement going on, bouncing all around.
I don't think it could have been easier.
Again, a source close to the situation confirmed yesterday. Quote, "I didn't really know."
So the source was Riley.
Maybe.
Way to keep your sources under your hat,
but the entire,
so to speak.
all 30,000 fans in attendance yelling 2, usually a dead giveaway that it's under cap number 2.
Yeah, but the Price is Right used to do that, and they'd be wrong. They could have just as easily been wrong.
You think all 30,000 people saw the wrong cap with the ball under it? You think that?
Well, I hear there's 5 caps. It's very confusing.
It's a lot harder than it used to be.
Jesse, were you in the sun yesterday? Were you sitting in the sun?
Yes, we were out in the sun, and
yeah, it's hot. It was. I did not realize. I have to be better at looking at forecasts and things. It was 90 degrees, if my math was right.
Yeah, and I brought a yellow Brewers T-shirt with me. I left it in the car, and I decided not to go get it. So I was wearing a black ESPN Wisconsin polo throughout the game, sitting in the sun yesterday. That was not comfortable. And what was worse? So we were there with a bunch of our ESPN Madison teammates, and 2 of them got up to go get a beverage, a Coors Light, up on the concourse. So it was me and one other person sitting down there for I don't know. We thought it was going to be an inning or so, whatever standard. One of the concession stands was right above our section. Very easy to run up and get a drink. They're gone for 2 innings, and it's like the 5th, 6th inning when we're starting to think, okay, it's getting pretty hot. Brewers aren't looking too good. That's maybe time to start thinking about beating traffic time. We couldn't even get
the traffic beater.
One of them left a purse down by the seats, and we're the only 2 there from the group, so we couldn't get up to get out of the sun because we didn't want to leave the purse sitting there. So we had to sit in the sun and bake, and then we find out, they went down to section 120 whatever. Hey, we got some friends down here. Come on down. We're like, what the...
Did you bring the purse?
We ended up carrying the. So they didn't even come back to get the purse. So we ended up sitting in there for 2.5 innings in the hot baking sun in a black polo because we're responsible for a purse. They're not even coming back. Oh, we went down over here.
So what would the protocol have been? Let's say Becca called you and said, "Hey, the dog had to run to the vet. I need you home now." Do you take the purse with you? Because it's not on you to do it, but you don't want to be a jerk. Let's say you needed to leave. What is the protocol on that?
Well, I drove separate from some of the other members of the team, so I would, in this particular case, I would have been able to get up and left the other teammate there, like, alone with the purse.
Couldn't you just text Riley and say, "Hey, Riley, you forgot your purse"?
Well, that's the other thing. Riley goes to do the crazy cap shuffle. He doesn't come back for like 4 innings, and then we find out they ended up meeting up with the group that left. So basically, John and I got left in the dust, sitting in the seats in the hot sun for 2.5 innings, while everybody else is playing crazy cap shuffles and
Tausch is up on the
Jumbotron, getting Coors Lights and sitting in the air conditioning. Yeah, this actually sucked for John and I yesterday compared to the time everyone else got to have.
So is it just me, or has there been a very high concentration in the first 17 minutes of this program of complaining?
I didn't complain about the Brewers game at all.
But
I complained about you.
I did. Chad
you
Patrick.
complained about the summer schedule.
I did.
Complained about me somehow.
Dig yourself a 5-0
really
hole.
You adjacent. Not. Yeah. Well, the Brewers game. Yeah, the actual Brewers. They didn't hit a lick.
And plenty to complain.
That was as easy of
Trey Jackson.
That was
Churio.
as easy of an.
You know how hard it is for another pitcher to throw a complete game against you in today's baseball? And
well, it was so easy. Yeah, it was just an
Schwellenbach.
easy day for him.
Yeah, 9 innings. Tough. Hit the ball.
Yep. Everybody left after 8 too. Like, it was actually nice for us that stayed for the whole game. Everybody was leaving after 8. 6-2. Don't they know the Braves bullpen stinks? Like, this thing was still, and of course none of that ever
Never
came
got to the
fruition.
bullpen.
And the people that left early probably were happier than sit in traffic as long.
So, Jesse, when did you leave then?
I stayed through the end. I was there all 9 innings, and then I didn't get home till almost 6 o'clock. There was some traffic getting out of downtown. There was
Would you like to complain about the traffic too while we're at it?
No.
Just wait a second. You didn't get out. You didn't get home till 6.
About 6.
The
Yeah.
heck were you? You will find. Did you purposely look on Waze to find the worst traffic so you didn't have to go back to work? Because we left after the game was over as well. There's a lot of people and there was traffic, and I think we got home at like 4:45. And we literally came the same way.
There is no way you got home at 4:45.
I can assure you that we did get home because we had a baseball practice at 5:30. So I can assure you we got home at 4:45.
I guess I just drive slow. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it time to upgrade your driving and get moving a little bit faster? Yes, for Jesse. Is it time to upgrade your windows and doors and you don't want to spend a fortune? Well, Pella is the best in the industry and has a product line for every budget. Right now, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends at the end of June. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
I don't know what we're going to complain about next, but we'll be here, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel. This is not a drill. If you sink a hole-in-one at X Golf inside American Family Field, you could win the ultimate Brewers prize, a trip down Bernie's slide. Nail the shot, and you and a friend will get game tickets and up to 5 trips down that iconic slide. Yep, golf a hole-in-one, and suddenly you're living every fan's childhood dream. Book your swing at X Golf inside American Family Field, open to the public 7 days a week. Book now at playxgolf.com.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi. Come aboard, and you might win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Boundless bounty this June at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tell me I'm a wreck. You say that I'm a mess. How could you expect anything less? You latched onto me, then cried how strong you alone. I told you when you asked, I knew this wouldn't last. At least I could be honest about that.
So I have one follow-up question, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll get to Packers minicamp and everything else we've got planned for today's show.
Can't hear about this big touchdown. This sounds like Favre to Rison in Super Bowl whatever number 31. This Tutter at Jordan. I can't wait to get a breakdown detail by detail. It looks awesome.
It was a hell of a throw, and it must have been special because the Packers violated their own policy and posted video of it on their social media channels.
Wow. Did he burn Bo Melton on the route?
Bo Melton was not the pass catcher, nor was he in coverage. Gregory Jr. And then Evan Williams ranging over toward the end were the guys in coverage. Mecole Hardman for the second straight day, ending practice with a touchdown. We'll get to that coming up. My question for you is this. Riley was obviously participating in a game when he was on the Jumbotron. I do not have any Jumbotron experience. I've never been in the Kiss Cam. I have never, some of these venues, they do the look-alike thing, which makes it onto social media. I usually get a good chuckle out of that. What is proper, oh my God, I'm on the Jumbotron etiquette when you realize you are on there? You said that you didn't know until Max told you.
Correct. So for me, if it's at a Wisconsin game, or I think just acknowledging that you're there and, hey, thank you. I love the W, but I don't do a great W. Like I get a lot of grief for the W is what I kind of my go-to. I don't know it's a weird deal. I don't know if it's not dexterous enough. That's
pretty good.
Was that a good W, or does it look like two L's?
W's fine.
Okay.
It's a fine W.
Double L's.
Jesse, you've criticized my W in the past. That made me very self-conscious.
I have?
So,
oh, boy.
Somebody did. Maybe it wasn't you.
Probably was.
But I am one, and this is going to sound crazy. I've just come to grips. I would rather not be on the Jumbotron. That's just me. It was very nice that they did that yesterday, but I'm fine with not. But I think the wave is the right way to go. I don't know what you want to bow. What would you do?
You like the point and the head nod. You've always talked about that. The kind of faux salute. So I'm just curious what you went with. That's all.
The faux salute. I saw something yesterday that I thought was. They had a World War II vet come out, and I don't know if he threw out the first pitch.
Yeah, it was his 100th birthday yesterday.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was his throw better than Jordan Love's?
Yes.
I don't even know if I saw it. I knew Jordan threw out the first pitch. I didn't see the actual result of it.
It's the Ephus pitch.
It's just so cool to see, this.
Sure.
But that, we we give ourselves a lot of grief and have fun with the thank you for your service, because I get that a lot when people, thanks for your years of service for the Packers, that there's and it's always third, fifth on the list. That's where I'm not messing with that. That is to me a pretty sacred deal. So that would agree. The salute, I know TD used to do that with Denver. That's something I'm not. So I just think
there's that head tap thing that you were. I don't know what it was, but you were trying.
I think
you were like workshopping it, like Bo
trying to
Melton
make that
corner.
your signature move, and post-COVID, it was going to replace the handshake.
Too close to it.
Tapping elbows.
Yeah, I think the W is kind of where I'm going to go. Like when I know it's coming, that's where
yesterday you waved.
Well, I didn't know. Again, yesterday was just, hey, here you are. Oh my God, okay, boom.
Did you realize they were playing Bang the Drum when they showed you up? on there. They changed the music in the
for that one
stadium.
touchdown you scored on Christmas that Gray Rugemer ruined with his holding penalty.
I didn't know any of that, Jesse. No, I was not.
Yeah,
if I'm being perfectly honest, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, so they changed the music, but they didn't give you a caption saying, like, I think when you were on at the Bucks game, they gave you, like, Mark Tausch or Packers
good
Hall
caption
of Famer.
at the Bucks
Yeah,
game.
no caption.
Yeah,
so do you think people knew who he was?
Interesting that you asked that, because Max asked me that very question. He said, how many people in this stadium right now know who you
Max. Love it.
It is. He's starting to get way more analytical than I would like. And I didn't know the answer. I told him I would think it would be around 50% is what I think. Which,
You've
if there's
been retired for 15
25,000
years, that's important.
25,000 people. So we did I'm going to tell you what we did. So as we were walking out, he said, I'm going to set the over-under at 8 people.
Over-unders.
He did. He still doesn't understand how to set line. Like, he doesn't fully understand the terminology.
Sure.
He set it at 8.
Probably good.
And all I'm going to tell you is we blew by that number in a large way. That's all I'll tell you.
And how did you? How did he do it?
He counted waves and or hey Tausch or hey, that was the acknowledgement. I didn't do it. I just walked, and that was the acknowledgement. And so we blew by the number 8. I'll say that.
That's great. Well, good. It's good to know you're still popular.
We're a bigger deal than we think we are. Theme of the month.
That does continue to be the theme around here, especially in jury boxes throughout Dane County. All right. I do want to get to Packers minicamp, both literally by getting over there and figuratively by talking about it. We'll do that coming up, but I got to tell you first about Associated Bank. You talk about being with us from the very beginning. They've been with us from the very beginning as a show, and they've been with the Packers from the very beginning. Back in 1919, they were there when the Packers were founded, and they're there now with the best customer service in the industry. They love to say, branches don't make a bank local, roots do. Well, they got a lot of branches, and they definitely have Wisconsin roots. So go to AssociatedBank.com, find out more about early pay, about credit monitoring, about fraud protection, everything they do to make sure your money is safe and fluid for you when you need it. AssociatedBank.com. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Your state, your Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
The player that needs him the most, though, is Anthony Edwards. His hero. He gets a chance to play alongside him, and having that extra scoring threat as a 3-level scorer and a guy who can play point forward at times and bring up the basketball and get the ball in positions where Anthony Edwards can really be efficient and really operate. If he's healthy and right for the playoffs, you got a guy that is a playoff basketball killer that can make shots. And if you're Anthony Edwards, what's the one thing that you could look at Julius Randle and say, man, he helped me out, but not as much as that guy would when it comes to Kevin Durant? I know that guy on my team in a Western Conference, all he needs is 15, 20 shots, and you're getting 25. As much as any team could use Kevin Durant, it's the guy that had his fathead poster on his wall when he was growing up as a DSGB, down south Georgia boy, as you call the guys in your area, Harry Douglas, and that is Anthony Edwards. That's the player that needs Kevin Durant right now.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone. I don't wanna move on. I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone for good. You're slipping through my fingertips a little bit by a little bit.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on. I'm going to head to Packers Minicamp. The final day of the offseason program is today, the final practice. And then we will be back at it on July 22nd with the start of the Dream Drive and the first practice of camp and all that good stuff. We look forward to that, but look forward to getting away from it for a little while, too. I'm sure the players do as well. But we'll see what Mecole Hardman does on the final practice play of today, given that he's ended each of the last 2 practices with touchdown catches. 2 days ago, it was a desperation he did what? Heave by Sean Clifford into the end zone at the end of the 3rd string 2-minute drill. And then yesterday, controversial, many believing, and even Matt LaFleur acknowledging that it was questionable whether Jordan Love got the ball off. But a 73, 74, conflicting reports on the distance, but a 70-plus yard touchdown pass dropped it in the bucket to Mecole Hardman, who had gotten behind Gregory Jr. For the touchdown. And given their wide receiver competition, not as important as his touchdown catch to win the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but an important play for Mecole Hardman. Tausch, you saw this. They should have had like John Facenda's voice narrating it as the play unfolded. They made a big deal out of it. What'd you think?
You asked yesterday, like, how much stock to take into all this stuff, and I said not a ton. But I think you want to see guys emerging, and there is, I think, the concept of, oh, they signed Mecole Hardman. I don't know what, he's exactly going to bring to the table. And I think it's always nice when you can kind of put a little reminder out there. Hey, I know you got some new toys on Christmas, a.k.a. the draft. And I know everybody is excited about Golden, excited about Williams and the roles that they're hoping they can play. But there's also, hey, don't forget about me. I'm here making some plays. And, again, I think the biggest thing for mini camps, OTAs, are getting yourself on the radar and positioning yourself to earn more opportunities during training camp preseason to allow yourself to find your role for a football team. And, yeah, Jordan Love, it's awesome that he had that throw. I think you would probably put that in the wow category.
No doubt. Yep. Now, but I'm glad you bring that up.
All
if
of
I may
that's
interrupt
great.
you.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Because, and again, this is a frustration for me. I was discussing it this morning with Jen, Gabe, and Shuey. Yeah, it was a magnificent throw. It's great. But at one point yesterday, and maybe we'll get to this a little bit later in the show, Pete Doherty from the Green Bay Press-Gazette asked Matt LaFleur, how many starts or games do you need before you know what a quarterback is? And Matt LaFleur did say, I think we know what Jordan is. Now, he didn't say what Jordan is. He didn't go into detail on what he thinks Jordan is. But I have been frustrated, and there's Michael in the YouTube comments. There's some other folks on social media that I occasionally see responding to things completely tangentially to what the actual tweet is that they're replying to suggest that I don't think Jordan Love is very good. That could not be further from the truth.
No, who said
just
that? You
people
think
in the YouTube comments, people on social media. I feel like it's our job to honestly critique the good, the bad, the indifferent. And you and I were as guilty as literally anyone in the Packers fan base of crowning Jordan Love after what he did the final 8 regular season games, the playoff game in Dallas, and the first 3 quarters against San Francisco prematurely. And yes, he had injuries, yes, he had drops, but he also had moments where he needed to be better. And we don't give passes to other quarterbacks who play injured. Aaron Rodgers, broken thumb 2022. Like, we don't. So my issue is, I think Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I saw Dan Graziano wrote about this when he did his all-32 team observation thing. He wrote that he thinks Jordan Love is very, very good, but he's got to be better for the Packers to get to where they need to go. And I'm not saying Dan Graziano listens to this show or reads what I write, but that's exactly what I've been maintaining. I don't think that's an unfair position to hold about Jordan Love. And his throw yesterday, with pressure in his face, regardless of whether or not it should have counted and he would have been sacked in a real game, was a magnificent, majestic, phenomenal throw. Under duress, 70 yards in the air, amazing. Now, he has also, in his last 5 quarters of playoff football, thrown 5 interceptions. That is also a fact. So I am going to stand on the same point again and again and again, and that is, this is a pivotal year to figure out who he really is. And Matt LaFleur can say he knows, but if he plays at the level we think he's capable of, but he hasn't done consistently, but if he plays at that level this year, they're going to be in an NFC Championship game playing for a trip to the Super Bowl. I believe that.
Oh, wow. Bold.
Yeah.
What if he plays like he did last year? What are you going to say? All right, we're doing this show 6/12/2026, God willing. What are you going to say if he has almost the exact same season he had last year?
Without injury problems?
The exact same season he had last year.
I'm going to keep saying that I think he's a good quarterback and they can win with him, but he's not a great quarterback. Which I don't understand why that's such a controversial take.
It's not. But if it's a pivotal year and you have a lot of money coming due, I don't know when the outs are, and I'm not saying that's the case. What I'm asking is, if he has another season like this, not the last 6 games of 2024, 2023, whatever, 2020, whatever year it was.
2023, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are we going to address it? Because I think even how he played last year, and it was not consistent, you can win with Jordan Love playing that way. We want to see more. So when you keep saying it's such a pivotal year, I mean, yes, it would be awesome to see him take the Rodgers year 3 jump, the Favre year 3 jump. It's a big deal in quarterback circles. You're feeling more consistent. You know now how defenses are going to attack you. But he's going to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future here. Unless he completely blanks the bed, he's going to be the guy. So when you keep saying pivotal year, I just wonder what is that fulcrum point that you actually think is going to happen?
I think it's a pivotal year if he's going to be great. It's not a pivotal year for whether he's going to still be employed by the Packers or if they can still win with him. But I do think that there are folks, and look, maybe they're right. I have no problem saying maybe they're right. But for the crowd that believes he is going to be an MVP, a Super Bowl champion, a multi-Pro Bowl, multi-All-Pro, that he's basically going to be Favre, Rodgers, Love, great player, great player, great player. Hall of Famer, I mean, that seems unfair to try and project that. But if you're in the crowd that believes he is going to be on par with those other two, then this is a pivotal year for him to show that he is capable of doing that for a longer period of time, more consistently, that he's able to elevate his team, right? There's a difference between we can win with him and we win because of him. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying he has to be that guy, but if he's going to be the guy that a lot of people think he is or want him to be, this is a pivotal year.
Yeah, I just look at it differently, and that doesn't mean, like, I'd love to see him be the MVP. And a matter of fact, after that throw yesterday, I can't wait to get down to Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I am excited about a little something on a really nice stretched out odds on an MVP because it's so we'll see. But I'm just not going to panic. We've seen enough to know that he can be a big boy quarterback in this league. I know that. Now it comes down to, is he going to put the work in to be consistent? I don't have any question he's going to put the work in.
I agree.
I think he's got everything you need, and I think he's got the skill set to do it. And if he doesn't rip off an MVP year or have one of those big boy years, I don't think I'm going to be – I mean, will I be a little more discouraged? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But you continue to say this, but then when you make statements like this is a pivotal year, you always say growth isn't linear.
It's
right?
not.
Isn't that what you always say?
Mm-hmm.
So there are setbacks, and there are things that don't go according to plan. And at some point, it does have to come down to it's all about production. I think the biggest thing is he has to have a better understanding of what you need in every game. Not every game needs to be a 400-yard plus game. When you see a team that can't move the football and is inept, you maybe understand, I don't need to take some of these risks. I don't need to be and I know I keep coming back to the Clark Kent and Superman, but it's 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it fits this so perfectly.
It does. I agree.
You just don't need to be caping it up all the time. And I think if you look at what Josh Allen did last year, I don't know how many years he's been starting, 4 or 5. He tried to Superman it 2 seasons ago, and he had Evan Cohen and national media saying he stinks because he kept averaging a turnover or 2 a game. You can't win that way. So when you have a game, hey, Patrick Mahomes on their side, and it's a shootout. Let's go. I got to rip it. I got to put my cape on. But then when you're playing, what was that quarterback's name? Wyatt Rippin from the Rams a couple years ago?
Brett Rippin.
Brett Rippin. I'm sorry, dude. You can hang in the phone booth for the day. Don't rip off your clothes. Keep the glasses on. Go write an article. Methodically win it and move on with your life. That's the understanding you need to have, and I think that's where I'm looking to see that growth more than I know he can rip it. I know he has the arm. I know he's got I know he's got everything you need. It's about learning what you need to do to win consistently in this league, and that takes some time. It's not linear, as you like to say.
So, all right. So I'm glad you brought up that phrase because I do firmly believe in that phrase. And we all should be growing all the time. None of us has arrived in whatever it is we do. I also believe that. At the same time, my question would be, at what point in a quarterback's journey do we stop talking about them in terms of their growth and improvement? And at what point do we say, this is who he is? And while he can still evolve and improve, he is who he is now, and he will still grow in different ways. When is that?
I don't. It's a really good question. Because
I think after this year, we should stop playing Jordan's still growing into, like Aaron Rodgers in year 3 and year 4, no one was saying, he's still growing. In year 4, he was the NFL MVP.
I believe, I said that about Rashawn Gary. That doesn't mean he can't get better, but Rashawn Gary is who he is. Now, with the new coach, maybe he'll add. I don't know how you can say what you just said, where you should never stop growing and you should be evolving. And
come on. Yes, you do.
Said.
You understand
No, Jason, and I'm not. I'm actually not even being a dinkus here. I'm literally saying.
Pace.
Wow. You just said that, and the point is you have to figure out different ways. Vinny Testaverde was a bust. And after a few years, people probably are like, well, that's who Vinny Testaverde is. And then Vinny ended up evolving and ended up being a guy that he was never a Hall of Fame quarterback like everybody anticipated when Tampa drafted him. But then he evolved and became a quarterback you could win with, and they were close to winning a championship with him. Mm-hmm. So I get what you're saying, and I think it's a very fair question. But you have to remember, he's year 6, year 7, but he's really starting his 3rd season. And if this is who he is, then I guess you could say this is his pivotal year. And if he has a down year, then if you're at Packers brass, are you saying, well, this is just who he is? Or is it, I saw what he was and what he did, and that's what I want more of? How do you balance that? I just think there's more growth. I think there's more growth opportunities, and I'm not just set on saying, well, whatever happens this year, this is who he is. I just don't know if I can get there.
Well, I would say at some point we stop saying, oh, well, he could become this. And I don't think it's right now. I do think this is an immense year of growth for him. Look, don't listen to me. Listen to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs flat out told him, it's time for you to be the guy. So if you don't like my take Josh Jacobs' take instead. It is time for him to be the guy. And do I believe he's capable of being the guy? I absolutely do. So if you think that I am a Jordan Love hater, you're just flat out wrong.
I don't know anyone that would listen. Anyone that listens to this show, how anyone would say that you're a Jordan Love hater.
Now you understand why it's frustrating to me. And it's not just one person. Sure. It's not just me taking that from one random tweet.
Pack Attack guy was after you.
Count Pacula.
And I hope Count Pacula apologized to you because you were right.
Not to my knowledge.
Pacula was wrong.
And it's okay if he didn't apologize. I'm also not going to seek legal.
How does that old Real World saying? What was that old Real World? Remember the old show Real World? I didn't watch it, but I remember the clips.
True story.
At the end of it, they'd say when it blank and starts getting real. What was that saying? Do you remember at the beginning or end of the show? It's like
stop being polite and start being real or something like that.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where we're at with Jordan. Right? I mean, I'd have to relitigate that quote. I don't know exactly what it was before I can confirm it. But as you were saying that thought popped into my head.
Yeah. Again, I just think it's going to be a really interesting year. And if he stays healthy, I think he's going to play really well. So if you think that that's too negative for your liking, I don't know what to tell you.
This is the true story of 7 strangers picked to live in a house, work together, and have their lives taped to find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real.
There you have it.
There you go. That's it.
Well,
that might be the story of the 2025 Green Bay Packers.
I never thought real world. Does that make him Puck? Wasn't he the instigator?
Yeah, I think he was part of it. Again, that wasn't my jam. I just remember that saying, and I think that I don't believe that with the way things have went, this team needs to win the North. This team needs to win the North.
We will talk more about Packers minicamp, and then I will head to Packers minicamp. Coming up, want to remind you, if you've been injured in an accident, I hope you haven't been. I really do. I hope you never have to call them. But if you have been injured, you have to make the call. Grubel offices, one call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Grubel offices, one call, that's all. More Wilde and Tausch is straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Milwaukee's medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Weekend appointments available. Call now. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Go see the world, cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes, cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly.
Yeah, I think it's been as good as it could have been in terms of just, we're so limited in what we can do. But in terms of working on the core fundamentals and being consistent with that, I think he's done a nice job.
That is Matt LaFleur, who repeatedly, at least a dozen times, and we've only talked to him twice. Well, I guess he talked after the 2 OTA practices as well. He just keeps going back to the limitations of the offseason and what they're allowed to do. And Scotty Wells standing there observing whether they're having too much contact. I mentioned to Matt yesterday the story of Jeff Saturday turning to us, the beat writer, standing on the sideline during a off-season program practice in 2012. Does that look like non-contact to you guys? You should write about that. So they're following the rules.
For the listeners that aren't on video, Jason did a heavy eye roll. Yeah. Like you didn't want Jeff Saturday telling you what to write.
Well, again, that's a whole other issue. To me, if you're the NFLPA, let's spend a little less time trying to get more time off in the offseason and trying to lessen the workload of practices. Let's spend a little more time getting extended health care benefits and more things to keep your players safe and protected from debilitating
injuries.
Stop
being. I think what you're trying to say is let's stop being polite. Let's stop being polite and let's make it real.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say there?
That's not what I'm trying to say at all, but yeah, I know you like that quote. Jesse, anything from the Carbless Talking text line, 844-770-3776, that has caught your attention before I head over to practice?
Yeah, so first the quick one. Matt in West Bend says, so last year was Friends, this year is the real world. Are we ready to commit to that?
No, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about that show. I don't have enough reference points, so I can't go down that road. But if one of you can, I don't think you can. It's just, it does feel like, and Jason's talking about tipping points and pivotal seasons and fulcrums. I just think this is about getting real this season. You got to be real with where you're at, and this team needs to recapture the North. Period. Fin. That needs to be the goal. Minnesota's up there. It sounds like their quarterback can't hit the broadside of a barn, by what it sounds like from your buddies reporting up there. Mm-hmm. The Bears are the Bears, and Detroit, it'll be a challenge, no doubt. But we're sitting here. We should be in position that the North should be recaptured, and that's just keeping it real.
That's you, Puck.
Long text.
Woo, Dale.
It's a good point, I promise. Pushing back on Tausch, which we know everybody likes around here.
I agree with Tausch.
Didn't Love already prove that he's good at deciding when to put the cape on and when to keep it off? Last year, he took a backseat to Josh Jacobs at times, but when we played the big boys, the Vikings, Eagles, and Lions, he put the cape on. For
all
me,
games they lost.
Pause. If he put the cape on in those games, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. If those were cape games, 4 picks or 3 picks against Philly, those were not cape games, people.
3 or 4
Dale,
against
continue.
Minnesota? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For me, more so than deciding when to put the cape on, we need to know if he can put the cape on and minimize turnovers. I think he can, but I want to see it this year. Dale and Reedsburg.
Okay, so now this point from Dale, we've seen him put the cape on, and he has flown, and he's flown beautifully. You can look back at Kansas City. We can look at Detroit up there a couple. And again, this is more back. I'm not saying he caped up last year. I'm saying when he tried, it wasn't great.
He completed
so how much
12 passes in the game against Detroit in Detroit.
I'm talking about the Thanksgiving Day. I'm talking about when he was Cape City.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, Jay.
All right. Well, I'm
not talking last year.
When we played the big boys, he put the cape on.
No, I know.
He threw 3 picks
Jason,
against
and
the Vikings.
in fairness to me, I paused and said, whoa, I don't agree. Yeah. I'm going back 2 seasons ago when he was Cape City, USA. Last year, I continue to come back to this point. How many games did we see 4 quarters of, wow, was that consistent good football by this offense? And the answer was minimal at best. There were some Cape plays, the throw against the Texans in the end zone, where everybody superimposed stuff. That was Cape City. We didn't see a lot of Cape City last year. We need more Cape. I'm not telling you not to Cape. I'm saying pick your spots, but when you do it, you better fly. That's the whole point of Superman. If Superman can't fly, I'm sorry, he's Jason Wilde. Writing a nice little article for Channel 3000, putting his glasses on, chasing Lois around for a date, taking his kids to tennis and golf. That's cute. I need to see a cape. I need to see a fly. Otherwise, you're just Clark Blanken Kent.
I like to think of myself as super dad, but that's another story for another day.
I think Dale's point.
I guarantee you feel that way, and I wouldn't be shocked if you had a cape. And knowing all the costumes you guys do at your house, I wouldn't be shocked if you had a cape walking around when you're taking. You got Sid going to gymnastics, and man, you put the cape on the car. And, oh, look at me, I'm super dad. Yeah, I could totally see you being. I 100% think that you have a cape that you're going to sell on your little Poshmark deal at some point when you're going to hang it up. Do capes hang? Do you use those hangers for your capes?
Being a dad, you never hang up the cape. It's a lifelong job.
How do you put your cape away?
I don't have a cape. I hate
Jesse, do you think he's got a cape?
No.
I think he
Jesse.
does.
What I do have.
Sometimes he might put when you're a kid, you put the towel around you, and then you jump in the pool off the diving board. He might do that now and then, but I don't think he has an actual cape.
I also don't have a pool anymore, so I don't have a diving board. What I do have is a mattress from Steinhafels, and nothing beats a great night's sleep on a beauty rest from Steinhafels. Right now, you'll get a free foundation when you buy a Beauty Rest Black or World Class mattress. Queen mattresses start at just $30 per month when you use Steinhafels 60-month financing. And with Steinhafels 110% price guarantee, 120-night sleep guarantee, and free delivery, you cannot make a mistake. So don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop Steinhafels in-store and online at steinhafels.com. And I think next week we may have some breaking news regarding a long-standing Steinhafels controversy? No, storyline, narrative about the Wilde family and Steinhafels. We may.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me it's 9 years.
Our long national nightmare may be over. We'll talk about it next week sometime when it becomes hopefully official. The I's have not been dotted, the T's have not been crossed, but we're on the verge. I am on the verge of heading to Lambeau Field for minicamp practice, which is already underway. Tausch and Jesse will take over for a little while on Wilde and Tausch. Stick around.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need.
Save $100 on the Craftsman V20 6-tool power tool combo kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Father's Day is Sunday, and if you haven't found a gift yet, don't panic. Just come to Macy's Father's Day sale for gifts that'll make Dad say, this is perfect. Shop designer polos from Lacoste and Tommy Hilfiger, 30 to 50% off. Watches from Citizen and Bulova, 30% off. Fragrance gift sets, boxed and ready to give. Even a 36-piece Cuisinart grill set, now half off. Hurry in. Father's Day is this Sunday, and this sale is happening now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch for the time being. Jason Wilde on his way over to mandatory minicamp practice number 3 for the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure we're going to talk about the fact that they're actually practicing. Yeah, Tausch?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. In the past, we've seen this be that getaway day where they go do something fun and then everybody hits the road and they get their month and some change off before training camp opens the end of, I guess, 23rd of July. And that was always something I think we as players enjoyed. But I love the fact that LaFleur is not doing that this year. I think that whole thing with the limited amount of practice time that they have and with the young players, it's fun to go golf. I think they went skeet shooting and you do paintball. That stuff is all fun, and it does bring some camaraderie to it. I would actually prefer them do that during training camp.
Oh.
They get these off days. I think it would be better suited to do that then. Now you're getting guys prepped.
What's the difference?
I just told you. I think right now you have 3 days. You do it. Training camp, even in this new abbreviated phase, you give guys days off. You give guys... Take an afternoon where you're going to maybe watch film or do something, combat it. You still do your practice, and then go do something fun that day where you get that bonding, and you do that during when things are a little more grindy. This is more, I think, this is what people are doing. We're going to team bond. I like the fact that they gave them a week. They're going to get started a little bit, and you're actually getting to work and doing it rather than taking a bus ride to go bowling for an afternoon.
So it will be exciting to hear Jason sharing, once again, his observations and insights as Packers mandatory minicamp practice number 3 is technically already underway. They're getting stretched out right now. Jason will be there sharing what he sees from Packers minicamp coming up here on Wilde and Tausch. Until then, we're going to play trivia presented by Vortex Golf coming up next. But before that, I do want to share this with you, Tausch, because I wanted to ask you something about the October 26th showdown that everyone's counting down to now between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because their minicamp is also going on this week as well. Matt LaFleur was asked yesterday about Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers, if he's had any interaction with him thus far. Here is how the Packers head coach addressed that question.
I have not, no. I think I've been saying it for a while now. I totally anticipated this. Probably took a little longer than I even anticipated, but it doesn't shock me. So, it'll be a great challenge for us. We all know what type of player he is and how good he is, and I'm sure he'll be telling everybody all our signals, so we'll have to, maybe play that mind game with him a little bit.
Playing mind games with Aaron Rodgers. Tausch, who do you think of these three options, who does the game on October 26th matter the most to? Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, or Jordan Love?
Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
I think Rodgers, anytime you are, and it wasn't an unceremonious, dumping, but the way things kind of shook out, the Packers are here and they're going to be here for a while. And Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur are going to be here for a while. I don't know what Pittsburgh's season's going to hold. I would be surprised if this isn't Aaron's last season. And when you're in your last seasons and your last part of your career, I think you're looking now more for moments rather than looking at the big picture. And I think for Aaron, maybe this will be a magical season and everything will fall and the Pittsburgh Steelers will win a world championship. I am not going to take a look at that when we go down to Hard Rock Casino Rockford next week. But that game will mean a lot to him because he could become one of 5 quarterbacks to beat every team in the NFL. I think that's something. But more so, I think there is I can have a big boy moment at the end of my career against someone that I mentored, against a coach that I liked, but I also want to show that front office that, I can still play football. I can still lead teams to winning. And I think when you factor all of those things in, and the big part of this for me, why I answered that question that way is, this is going to be one of his last big moments. If Pittsburgh struggles, we're not going to be talking about them in November, December. That's why I really think the league screwed up here. This should have been a September game. There's too many things can go wrong at this matchup. This is going to be such a sexy matchup. Should have been the opener, but if it wasn't the opener, it should have been a Monday night game in September or a primetime September game. Too many other things. You're talking about 8 to 10 weeks in an NFL season. I am very nervous that we're not going to get to it. I hope we do. I hope everybody stays healthy and everything stays, so this matchup can play. And I hope Pittsburgh's in a position where this is going to be a big boy matchup. It would have been a lot easier just to put this earlier in the schedule because I do think this is one of those intriguing games that everybody, not just Packer fans and Steeler fans, are going to have a lot of attention to. Do you think it's somebody else?
Well, no, I'm asking of those three. Well, I think Brian Gutekunst is the answer. I purposely didn't ask you about him because
you didn't even put him in the question.
Correct, because I think that's far and away the actual answer. Like, who does that game mean the most to? It's Goody who decided to move on from Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
But Jesse, here's where I would disagree. Even if Rodgers beats the Packers with the Steelers, you really think Goody made the wrong choice?
No.
So why would you how can you answer the question that way then?
Because like you said, if it's Aaron Rodgers' last dance with the Pittsburgh Steelers and in his NFL career and he's able to beat the Packers the one time he plays against them, then think about if Favre hung it up after the first season with the Vikings and he finished 2-0 all time against the Green Bay Packers. He would be able to say, I won because I went back and I beat them. They came here and I beat them again. That's 2-0. The following year, the Packers put it on the Vikings, and that changed the narrative of his time in Minnesota and how that ended. So for Rodgers to say that he got the win over the Packers in the one showdown against them, I think he gets to say, I stuck it to Goody. Goody loses, I win, and there you go.
Yeah, you're answering the question the way I just answered it. It's for Aaron. Because I'm telling you right now, Goody and the Packers, I would be disappointed you lost to Pittsburgh. But they're not going to say, boy, we really screwed up because now the Steelers ended up going 7-10 and missing. We went 11 and whatever, 11-6 and are in the playoffs. But man, we screwed up. We shouldn't have made that move. No one's going to say that. This is all going to be for Aaron, not for. Yes, we all want to win. We do that. And as far as the Favre deal goes, had they won a championship with Minnesota, 100% agree with you. But the fact that he gutted the Vikings fan base with a heart-wrenching Paul Allen crying call just added to the lore from a Packer fan standpoint. It makes it even better.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Exactly, Paul. I couldn't have said any better.
Haven't hit that button in a while. I like that one.
I get all of those points, but Goody got it right. And no victory in Pittsburgh is going to change that either way. Now, if Pittsburgh goes on and wins a championship with Aaron this year,
well, yeah,
I still don't know if I'm going to. The only way it would have been that way is if Jordan Love stunk and the Jets won a championship in year 1 or year 2. And you know what? That ship has sailed, and it's come up green and gold, not jet green or Pittsburgh gold and black, I think, right?
Yeah. Black and yellow, popular song.
It's
Ever
more
heard
of an entertainment thing for me, and I think it is obviously going to be a big-time game. Both because everybody's so competitive, but I think the Packers could walk out of that game getting beat 41-7, and everybody will be blanking on them. But if they're 7-2 and leading the division, and Pittsburgh is 4-5 or whatever the math adds up on that, it is what it is, man. It's just a game.
I don't think most people look at Goody with the green and gold glasses the same way that you do, and especially if you want to talk about like national perception and national intrigue that'll be around this game, people don't look at it as deep as we do on this show about what Goody's done with picks and trades and everything to stack the roster the way that he has. You just look at it, Aaron Rodgers, Brian Gutekunst, and it's one piece of evidence. I can say that. I was a juror last week. One piece of evidence that says Aaron Rodgers has a victory over Goody since their breakup. And it's the only evidence you have for that.
I'm going to tell you this. Packer fans that are that short-sighted, it wouldn't make any sense.
No, I'm not saying Packer. I'm saying nationally speaking, that would be the narrative. Monday morning
national
on
people,
First Take and Get Up.
Yeah, Jesse, for sure for 2 or 3 days. But, again, unless Pittsburgh is running away with it and Green Bay is struggling and is at like 3-5 and lose that game, then yes. But this is a much bigger picture. The much bigger picture than that. So that's why I'm not going to get caught up in all of those things. I don't buy that for any part of it. I don't.
Wilde and Tausch trivia coming up next, presented by Vortex Golf. We'll have to ask Jason what he thinks about that question, too. I think that's an interesting one. 844-770-3776. Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf. This is your final week to have a chance to win the rangefinder along with the swag bag from our friends at Vortex Golf. You're going to want to get in. We're going to take a hefty caller number here today to give you a good chance to get in. Caller 20. Right now at 844-770-3776. Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf. Today's category, Brewers Big League debuts. In honor of The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski getting the start on the mound tonight for the Brewers. Brewers Big League debuts. Today's trivia category presented by Vortex Golf. 844-770-3776. We will take caller 20 right now. Tausch, before we go to break, yesterday at the ball game, I know you had a Coors Light or two, so did I.
Well, whether you're tailgating, pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, let you crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process. Cold lager, cold filter, and it is cold package because it is made to chill and make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Phones are ringing. Caller 20 plays Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf next on Wilde and Tausch.
This
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check out your local listings to watch the game.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tausch here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Summerfest is almost here, and we're going to send you to all 9 days. It's Summerfest on us. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to bring a friend and have the best summer ever at the big gig. Summerfest on us. Register today in the ESPN Wisconsin app under the contest tab.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. A big focus in America today is your health. And you can't be fully healthy if you are not physically mobile to do the things you want to do. If you're someone that keeps on experiencing that joint pain, then you need to visit QC Kinetics. When I go to QC Kinetics' Greenfield location, I am amazed at everything that they have to give you your life back and finally fix that pain that you're experiencing. Everything they do is top of the line. From the free consultation where you can get an ultrasound of your joints and see what is nagging you in real time, to the effective and long-lasting treatments of PRP and stem cells that they offer to give you long-lasting pain relief. Be one of the tens of thousands of other patients who now have a pain-free life because of the treatments they received at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, and we are hitting the road. Friday, June 13th, spooky. We're heading to Door County Distillery in Carlsville. If you're spending the weekend in Door County, come check out Door County Distillery and hang out with us from noon until 2. That's Friday, June 13th at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. But even if you're not heading to Door County anytime soon, you can bring Door County to you with their cherry brandy for your old fashions infused with Door County cherries, whiskeys, rums, and plenty more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix is up next on June 19th through the 22nd. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I'm wild and free. When I close my eyes, I can see you in my sweatshirt. Dancing around that college bar these days. I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. Jesse and Tausch for the time being. Jason getting situated as the Packers get out on the practice field for day 3, the final day of mandatory minicamp practice up in Green Bay. Yes, Tausch.
All right, so Jesse, before we get to our trivia contestant, exciting, we have a first-timer for the big old Vortex rangefinder and swag bag. Before Jason gets back, some interesting news just came across my desk.
Oh, did it?
Dan Orlovsky re-signed with ESPN. He's back, baby. I was nervous. He kind of gave that, I don't know if I'm going to be back type spiel earlier this offseason. I think he does a great job, and excited for Dan that he's back on ESPN's airwaves.
That's very fitting that you would announce that while Jason is not on the show for the time being, getting situated over at Packers minicamp. Couldn't ask for better. Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf. Tausch mentioned we have a first-time contestant. First, big voice guy, what do we have going on?
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
We welcome in today's contestant. It is Daniel in Sun Prairie, making 3 Sun Prairie residents on the show right now. Daniel, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic there. Thank you very much.
I do want to remind everyone else that called in and was unable to play trivia today. Number one, you still have one more chance for the Vortex rangefinder tomorrow to get your name in the cheese fry helmet to be drawn. But also, if you are looking to win a prize here on Wilde and Tausch, don't go too far. Keep your phones ready after we're done with trivia.
Is that right?
I'm just going to set that out there. If you're a fan of the Wisconsin Badgers, don't put your phones too far away from you right now if you want to still win something after we're done playing trivia.
Right.
Brewers Big League debuts is today's category. Tausch, you are actually participating in trivia for a change, and you have question number one.
It's not geography, so I will jump in. Daniel, in his first 2 Major League Baseball games in May of 2007, Ryan Braun collected his first career hit, run scored, and home run on the road. Against which West Coast team? Is it the San Diego Padres, the Oakland Athletics, or fun fact, he went on to win NL Rookie of the Year, hitting 34 home runs in that season?
Let's go A.
Yes, sir.
The San Diego Padres is correct. Do you think that was too hard, the way you asked that question?
No, I mean, I guess you can realize at West, which league you're in. But, yeah, I didn't think that was – I would have not known that if I didn't, decipher down.
I was in high school. I remember it was a big deal. It was like a 9-10 first pitch, but it was Braun's debut, and so stayed up late to watch that one back in 2007. Question number 2, Daniel, and I don't want to jinx anything, but if you've been paying attention all week, and I know you're an avid fan of the show, nobody's gotten a question wrong yet this week.
Oh,
sweet. Thanks for the pressure. Jess.
Total Jinxie McGee over there.
Like Jacob Mizorowski making his debut tonight, Daniel's ready to rise to the occasion. Question number 2, Daniel. Before making his MLB debut as a Brewers starting pitcher in 2001, which of these accomplishments did 4-time All-Star Ben Sheets achieve? Again, before his MLB debut in 2001, which of these things did he do? Did he win a Little League World Series championship? Did he win an NCAA baseball national championship? Or did he win an Olympic gold medal?
Let's go A again.
Jesse jinxed you. Way to go, Jesse.
Cool. Real cool, Jesse.
Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah, really cool, Jesse.
There goes the perfect week. We gave it a run.
You berate Mike the DJ yesterday, and now you jinx Daniel.
We gave it a run. Ben Sheets.
I wish Old T would have gave me that question. I think I would have had better luck.
It's fair.
Yeah, I would have emphasized different syllables to make you figure that out. All right, let's get one here.
Sheets,
Give yourself a...
Just to pay it off, he was an
Olympic
gold medalist in 2000 in Sydney. Yeah. Correct.
Ben Sheets was fun. He was a fun player for this squad. All right. In their first Major League Baseball season in 2005, Prince Fielder and Ricky Weeks both hit their first career home runs in the same game off of which reigning Cy Young Award winning starting pitcher? Wow. Is it Roger Clemens, Johan Santana, or Roy Halladay?
Let's go see. Let's go Roy Halladay.
Well, the good news is we already lost the perfect week. So there was no pressure on that one to get it right. It was the Minnesota Twins on a Saturday night, Johan Santana.
A little lefty. Johan was a lefty, if my memory serves.
He won the Cy Young in 04 and 06, two-time award winning.
No, it's okay. All you need is one entry to win, Jesse.
That's right, Daniel. You have and you
get two.
So you're already in good shape. Two of the possible four entries into tomorrow's drawing for the Vortex swag bag and rangefinder, which means tomorrow is the final contestant who will have a chance to win a rangefinder, is part of Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf. Daniel, you're in the mix. Thanks for playing. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you guys.
Daniel's a real one. Yep.
Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Vortex Golf. All right, so I told you, don't go too far if you want to try and win something here on Wilde and Tausch if you didn't have a chance to play trivia like Daniel did today, and here's why. You remember the moments from that magical March. I know Tausch does because he was there for some of it. Well, now is your chance to relive it all with Made 'em Believe, Thursday, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison. And right now, we are giving away 2 tickets to this event. Thursday night, June 26th at the Orpheum in Madison. Let's do caller 16 right now. Caller 16 at 844-770-3776. Don't miss the special night in Madison featuring special guests like head coach Bo Ryan, player of the year Frank Kaminsky, lottery pick Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, and more. You can get your tickets if you would like to buy them. They're still available. You can see on the video stream. We have our QR code up here. You can also log on uwhoops2015.com if you are not the lucky caller right now. Caller 16 at 844-770-3776. You and a guest, 2 tickets to Made 'em Believe, Thursday, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison. Caller 16 right now at 844-770-3776. I'll answer the phones, and when we come back, Jason Wilde joins us as Packers minicamp practice number 3 is underway in Green Bay. That's all straight ahead. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven. Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I didn't get to hear all of trivia. Did the perfect week stay intact?
No, Jesse jinxed. First time caller, Jesse jinxed the whole thing.
Well, that's irritating and disappointing, but
yeah,
not off brand, that's for sure. Packers minicamp practice well underway after Matt LaFleur moved things up. And normally, Tausch, back in the day, today would have been bowling or paintball, or I think he did a golf tournament one year, which I'm not sure was quite as good of a team bonding exercise. Mike McCarthy had like the Olympics at his house one year. Not today. Packers are on the field instead with their final practice of the offseason program. Matt LaFleur explained why yesterday.
We'll be on the field tomorrow. I think that is team building, right? When you're going through some hard stuff together. And so I just think with kind of the circumstances of this year, the fact that the bone is really next week, not having them all in here, and also kind of what we did at the beginning. So I think it's important for us to maximize our time and get that work in.
So, Tausch, take us back because Matt LaFleur's right, all right? They had the first horn. First, they had the first week in the virtual realm because the draft was here and he didn't want guys having to deal with all the challenges of being here during the draft. And now, because they're opening He has also chosen to cut them loose a week earlier than they have to or could. According to Matt LaFleur, 28 of the 32 teams in the league are doing what he's doing. But the bottom line is that, one of the things that it costs you is that team building event that they traditionally have done, going back to Mike Sherman, when it was actually a surprise, I think, when he did it with you guys the first time. What's the value in that, and what are they missing out on, if anything?
Yeah, I was just talking to Jesse about it. I think it's, with the limited amount of time and the young players, and you're talking about LaFleur kind of complaining a little bit about not getting enough opportunities with these guys, that this was something that I think it's good to do that. Do this, if you want to do a team bonding experience, do it during training camp. Break off. It's a long camp, break off and do something, but there is a value to it, no doubt. But yeah, I'm on board with just letting it rip here and go to work, do your thing, and move on with your life. I think it's a little bit overblown. I liked it back when I played. I think coaches understanding the limitations you have with the CBA and with time on the field. Mm-hmm. Go to work. You already missed a week. You did a virtual week. Get some time, get reps. These guys want to get better. They want to get reps. And if you want to give the old guys the day off, go for it. Let the young guys get out there. I think that whole thing has kind of played itself out a little bit.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of old guys, so they don't have that as an option. One of their quote-unquote old guys, obviously, is Elton Jenkins, who's not participating anyway. And to your point, like, I'm watching 11 on 11 right now, and it's at 3/4 speed, a little faster than jog through speed. But again, the workload is not that daunting. But at the same time, did you feel like there was meaningful value for you as a teammate to do that? Whether it was, Favre shooting paintballs at my brand new Saturn vehicle, or, being on teams and working, like, was it more, hey, we get a day off of having to practice, or was it truly, hey, we're going to hang out with our guys more and spend more time with each other in a realm other than the football field?
No, it was getting a day off of practice. Like, that was the main. If guys are being honest, yeah, it was fun. It was more fun than going out and practicing. And I think anyone that has a job, if they're saying, hey, you can go watch a movie, or you can go do this, and you're still going to get paid, I think most people are probably going to say, yeah, it sounds a little bit more fun. It's different. Is there when you're drafting guys and you maybe get a chance to spend more time with a defensive player, you don't spend a ton. I think there's a great value in that. But if guys are being honest about it, it's more about, oh, great, we can cut this short and go do something fun out of the ordinary compared to what we normally do from a football standpoint.
Well, they won't be cutting things short today at practice. They did move it up a half hour. We will. I do see Nate Hobbs is back participating today after not participating yesterday. It does appear that Jaden Reed has the day off. So I don't know if he tweaked something yesterday or what he's got going on, but he's not participating. He's in the rehab group, it appears. A few other players as well continuing to rehab. And Elton Jenkins continues to hang out with that crew as well. So he is not taking part in anything today. We'll have more as minicamp practice number 3, the final practice of the offseason program. And then the Packers will reconvene for the first practice of training camp on July 23rd. We'll have more next. Wilde and Tausch.
This is from Jim.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker, it's a 3. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky, the drop stab, that's his favorite. And the 2.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tausch here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. A big focus in America today is your health. And you can't be fully healthy if you are not physically mobile to do the things you want to do. If you're someone that keeps on experiencing that joint pain, then you need to visit QC Kinetics. When I go to QC Kinetics' Greenfield location, I am amazed at everything that they have to give you your life back and finally fix that pain that you're experiencing. Everything they do is top of the line. From the free consultation where you can get an ultrasound of your joints and see what is nagging you in real time, to the effective and long-lasting treatments of PRP and stem cells that they offer to give you long-lasting pain relief. Be one of the tens of thousands of other patients who now have a pain-free life because of the treatments they received at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes, from a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The 3/4 speed drill work continues. No wonder they have to work today. We'll see if they go full speed once we get the 2-minute drill as they have repeatedly. But this is definitely a slow pace. And Javon Bullard would have killed Tucker Kraft if that play had been done in real time. As the Packers minicamp closes up shop today. Yesterday we talked to Evan Williams, and someone asked him, if you're a fan, why should you feel good about where this secondary is given the cornerback situation? Here's how Evan Williams answered that question.
For starters, I mean, we brought in somebody that's, innate, that's already been a beast, so far. So as far as just numbers go, we got, a true guy in Nate coming in, that's ready to dominate. Key has already proven that he's, just a versatile factor. You could throw him in at nickel and he could be just as effective as if he's, on the outside. And I feel like just having that versatility in the corner room, as well as having Bull, a guy that can play nickel, that can play at safety, and just kind of, we have a bunch of pieces that are pretty interchangeable, and that's something we talk about a lot, and that just leads to good thing from a defensive perspective, just because an offense doesn't know what you're going to do on any given play. So I'm not worried about our corner group at all. We've been balling out so far in OTAs, and we'll see if we pick up somebody else. I know we're a little light right now just because we have a couple injuries right now. But, no, I mean, don't worry is what I would say to anybody worrying. We're going to get it figured out.
Tausch, don't worry. Are you going to take his advice and not worry about the secondary? Because, look, if we're being honest, the safety position, he's right. Nothing to worry about. Corner, when they're missing pieces, they're playing a bunch of guys that have never played in the NFL before.
I think the depth of the position, you could be concerned. And I think you could be concerned about the top half of it. I think we all feel like there's a bunch of, really good second and third corners on this team. But as far as someone emerging and being a top shutdown corner, there isn't one of those guys on this team as we sit here. Whether or not Valentine can become that guy, I think you were bringing up about Jordan. You kind of are who you are. I think Keyshawn Nixon's a good player. Are you going to put him one-on-one on, a lot of the top-end wideouts? No. I don't think you're going to do that. But in fairness, I don't know how many teams that have guys that you would do that anyways. So, I mean, Evan Williams is saying all the right things. And I don't think anybody should be surprised. It would be more shocking. He's like, yeah, we're kind of screwed. We need to go
right, exactly.
Like so you have to take all of that with a grain of salt. But, yeah, I think you can be concerned about the depth and maybe that top guy, the top-end guy. But there are guys there, and I think we've all just kind of poo-pooed the fact that they, in essence, replaced Jair for this season with Nate Hobbs. And I sent you guys a post on how much money was paid to Hobbs. I think it was, 18? Jesse, I don't remember exactly what it was that I
Yes,
sent.
for this year, $18 million.
For this year, $18 million, which is what Jair Alexander was going to get paid. And they just felt like Hobbs is going to be more available. Whether or not he's going to be as good, I don't think anybody's got the illusions he's going to be 2020 Jair Alexander. But can he be 2024 Jair Alexander? That's kind of
have to have a pick six. Yeah. Look, you're right about that. And it's the same with, with Josh Jacobs, I think, is the other example, right? That you sent along. Like, they basically paid Josh Jacobs in first-year money. I mean, it was significantly more. He got a good signing bonus. He had a good roster or a good base salary, but they got 3 years younger than they were with Aaron Jones. Now, Aaron Jones had a 1,000-yard season for the Vikings last year, so let's not pretend that Aaron Jones stunk up the joint for Minnesota either. But Josh Jacobs was the engine that made this offense go, and Goody's philosophy clearly is trade in, and I don't know what this is like because I drove my SUV till I couldn't drive it anymore with like 250,000 miles. But there are lots of people that trade in their vehicles every few years, right? They want something newer, and they don't want to have to worry about, Nate Hobbs with a great breakup of a pass from Jordan Love down the sideline. They don't want to. They want to not have to worry about maintenance. They don't want to worry about the vehicle breaking down. Like, obviously, Jair Alexander's body broke down many times over the past several years. And it's not like he was an old guy. He's 28 right now. He's going to turn 29 during the season. My point is that seems to be Goody's MO, is that you can find a newer model of the same vehicle, and it may not be as flashy. It may not be quite as high performance, but from a fiscal standpoint and allowing you to do other stuff, that's clearly his philosophy. You're 100% right on that. Now, I don't know how good Nate Hobbs is. He just made a really nice play down the sideline, like a really nice pass breakup. Is he going to do that against, as you like to call him, Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson, when the game is on the line at US Bank Stadium? I don't know. We're going to find out. But it's clear that Goody believes in this approach and that he thinks it's going to pay dividends. And he definitely doesn't want older players that he can't trust to be on the field consistently. Now, the turnaround would be, hey, Nate Hobbs missed 6 games last year and parts of 1 or 2 others. So, there's also that. There's no guarantee just because he's younger, he's going to stay healthier. But that is the approach. I am very curious after this season, though, if there are going to be some players that merit second contracts that actually get them. Because I'm starting to wonder now if he even wants to give out second contracts, much less avoid third contracts. Because even of his second contracts, what do we feel good about right now? Not Jair's. Not, do we feel good about Rashawn Gary's? He went to the Pro Bowl last year, I heard. But what second contracts do we feel great about even in the Goody era, much less the third
obviously,
contracts?
You feel great about Xavier McKinney's on his second deal, not with you. But Elton Jenkins, you felt good about his second contract. You've gotten your bang for your buck there. Yeah, I think that list is. You felt good about Kenny Clark's second contract. I don't know if you're going to feel good about his third, and that just continues to reiterate that point. It's that quote that you said about Goody and him emphasizing that gives you some insight into his mindset on this. I think it's going to be more and more difficult, and you just keep seeing it with John Runyon Jr. and some of the other guys. You're going to see Goody is on the lease program. Goody's trying not to buy cars. He's all about leasing, where you get 2 or 3 years, and then if you got up to the miles and you know what, it's been a great car, we're going to keep going, but we get to buy that lease out. If not, here you go. We're done. I'm going to go look at the next model, and I'm going to go look at what, maybe I'm going to go with a whole different brand. Now, should go to Zimbrick Chevy. And
Zimbrick Chevy, yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
This is what Goody is doing. And some people love, like you, buying a car and just wearing it out. That's not how football players work. And I think Goody is going to continue to go young, and he's going to continue to try and find good financing on that youth. And I don't think, unless you have an old war horse that just keeps performing and you know is going to get you from point A to point B in a great way, if you have any flat tires or if you have anything that comes up, you're going to probably get leased out. That's just how I think this is going to go.
Well, if you have a vehicle that you are ready to move on from, you change vehicles. If you have a bathroom you need to move on from, you call Kohler Services to make sure that you're taken care of with a brand new shower.
No doubt. Looking to update that bath or shower? Well, our friends at Kohler Services have an offer for you. Family owned for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, you get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. I like that music. That's very toilety. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
We will roll on in the 11 o'clock hour. More from practice, more from Tausch, plus Whoa Nelly still coming up. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th.
Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch from windy Green Bay. It is very windy today. Almost Tausch chilly. Good sweatshirt day. Spring weather in Wisconsin. Packers continuing to go through their final minicamp practice. I asked Matt LaFleur yesterday about offensive line evaluation, or somebody did. Maybe it wasn't me. But, the Jeff Saturday memory is, that's when I brought it up to him yesterday. The idea of getting much out of this and understanding exactly what they're accomplishing, I don't know. So I asked Matt LaFleur, and then I'll ask Tausch. Here's Matt LaFleur talking about offensive line evaluation, given the limitations of the offseason program.
Well, it's harder too, right? It's more or less just making sure that they're using the right techniques and knowing what to do more so than anything else. But I still think you can work your technique even in a slower paced period, in a jog through. And then obviously when we got to those full speed periods, those 2-minute drills, it's going to be predominantly pass. I would say 95+%, if not higher. So, there's a lot of value too going through all the drills. You're always watching the drills, evaluating them, but ultimately you got to see when the pads come on.
So Tausch, you were a practice guy. You appreciated and emphasized the importance. You needed it. You were not looking to go on the big Lamborghini plan and not practice. You felt you needed it to be effective, right? That's a fair characterization?
Mm-hmm. Yes, fair characterization.
So what we're doing here, let's turn back the clock. So I try to get out of the wind. Let's turn back the clock and put you on this team. You're competing with Zach Tom for the starting right tackle job. You're in your prime. Your knee feels great. You're in the best shape of your career. how are you utilizing this time, and how beneficial or comparatively not beneficial is it compared to what you were doing back in 2001, 2002 throughout your previous tour of duty with this team?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be doing anything different. You go out and practice, you do the drills, you go about your business. It doesn't matter if you're playing in the 70s or if you're playing now.
But you were able to do different things in the off season than you are now, right? Like there was,
I'm telling you,
they weren't in pads, but there was more. There was more to that work than there is now. Is there not?
As I was saying, you're going to go about your business, and you're going to get stronger. You're going to get faster. You're going to work. And when they say come out on the field and do your work, you're going to go do it. And you can go and do drills on your own. I don't think. For some guys, it's about having all of this structure, and for most players, you didn't want to be back up in Green Bay March 8th and start a 8-week process. Some guys do. I think young players want to be up there because they want to make sure they're doing everything that they can to make a football team. They're not you can still go up there and work out and do your thing, but it's not going to be in a structured format. There is pluses and minuses to that, but it's not about, what would you want to do individually? You're going to go about your business, and now more guys have personal trainers. They got guys that they work out with in Florida and California. And when you come up here, you're going to go about the process, and you're going to practice when they have you practicing, and you're going to do it. There's too much stuff at stake. Back in the old days, I didn't have to take a second job on like a lot of guys in the 60s and 70s did, but this was your job, and you came up there and you did your work, and then you went about your business with whatever else that meant. So football, while it continues to evolve and change, the process of how you get ready for that has evolved, but it's still going to be individualized, and guys figure what they need to do, and they're going to go about that, doing it, trying to be the best player that they can.
So what if you're Jacob Monk? You're obviously, like you said, you're using this time to the best of your ability and make the most of it. It's still like, I asked Matt LaFleur specifically about him, and LaFleur again was kind of, you can't really judge much, and he's doing a great job, and he's putting forth the effort and everything. Like, it's all the platitudes that you have to say. But your point is that while you use this time to the best of your ability, it doesn't really matter if you come out here then when you're in your pads and you don't get the job done under those circumstances, because those are the closest approximation of game football that we have, are padded practices. Yes? No? Am I misunderstanding?
Yeah. No, obviously, I always say you can't, you get in all this shape and you run and you do all this stuff, but you can't get in football shape without playing football. You can run, and, we'd have to do our conditioning test before we'd be allowed to practice. And if you pass that, it didn't matter how much running you did, your legs are going to be tired. And then, hey, go have 2 padded practices that next day. And luckily, if it's hot and you're in pads, you felt like you were in really good shape. And then midway through the practice, your legs feel like rubber. You have to go through, because you're not straining to finish. It's just different. You're using different muscles when you're playing football than when you're just running and training and conditioning. And the only way to actually prep and get ready for that is by playing football. And I think that's why you've seen more sloppy play to start seasons. And it's gotten better, but guys aren't tackling. Guys aren't getting people to the ground. And you're asking guys that don't play a ton in the preseason to all of a sudden go play 70 snaps the weekend after Labor Day. And it's hard. And you can only train so much because you're trying to keep guys healthy. It's a real tricky balancing point that these coaches have to figure out.
Well, they continue to do that here. Again, they're going through their half-speed drill work. Tausch, I feel like I'm not sure how good of a feel I have for anything either. And maybe Matt LaFleur's constant, I don't want to call it complaining. We certainly did our fair share of that earlier in the show, but you can tell that there's a frustration that he's not able to accomplish as much as he would like because of the constraints that are upon us. But here's an example. I saw Quay Walker yesterday. Remember, we're not going in the locker room, but those guys are also in a different locker room. So they're up in a locker room by our offices. So we're not able to use our offices. We don't interview them in the locker room. They have to come down an elevator, and then they have to walk kind of the back end of the stadium concourse to get to meetings and everything else, okay? Quay Walker goes by, and he's on a scooter with a boot on his foot. You know, those scooters. Did you have one when you had your ACL surgery? Yeah. So he goes by on that.
We didn't have no scooters back then. It was old school crutches, baby.
Crutching it, yeah. So I don't know if he has not taken part in anything that we've been able to watch to this point. And he was riding a bike at the first OTA that I saw him at. So I don't know if something subsequently happened. And, Matt LaFleur loves injury questions. But there's a guy that, they want to see take a big jump. I don't know if he's in position to do that or not. And I certainly haven't seen anything because he isn't doing anything right now to have an idea about that. But I keep having this conversation on our various shows because everyone keeps asking me about where the team is at and how they look. And I just keep going back to the fact that there's just a bunch of guys, not to use the same phrase as I used for Jordan Love, but in pivotal years where we're going to find out, are they the guy that flashed how good they can be? The Dontavion Wickses, the Quay Walkers, the Luke Musgraves, or are they going to be that guy more consistently? Or are we still going to continue to see flashes of really good play and then some just sort of meh play? Is that a fair characterization, like from 30,000 feet of where this team is at, do you think? Or do you think I'm, again, being unfairly harsh?
I don't think you're being unfairly harsh. I just think that's the reality of this job. Unless you're a 5-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, and in the meat of your career, every year is a prove-it year. Unless you've gotten a big boy fat second contract, every year is a let's see it again. And then we just, the reason they pay you is because we see it and we know you're going to give it to us for another 4 or 5 years. Outside of that, everything is what are you going to do for me now? That's just how this business is. It's hard. There aren't any, there's no giveaways here. It's you as a player better keep improving. And the old coach's adage of nobody stays the same. You either get better or you get worse. If you're not getting better, you're going to be done. If you're not playing at a consistent level where coaches know this is what I'm going to get from this guy, and it's either good enough and we like it or we're going to improve on it, that's how rosters are built. And for when you go young like Green Bay does, and it feels like they're going to continue, there's just more fluidity in what you're asking your guys to do and what they're giving you because growth isn't linear. Some guys take 4 or 5 years to really hit their peak. When is the point where you say this is what we're going to get? Is Quay Walker at that point? Quay Walker's gotten better, no question. But is he going to be markedly better than what he's been the last year or two? That's a call for Goody to make, and they'll find it and they'll make it. If they believe he can be better and more consistent, they'll pay him. If not, they won't. And the same will go for Dontavion Wicks and Jaden Reed and everybody else. Tucker Kraft, I feel fairly confident, is going to get a second contract. I feel pretty confident that Jaden Reed will get a second contract. I don't feel very, very confident because he is also going to be in a pivotal year. For whatever reason, I don't feel that way about Tucker. I think they know what they got. I don't know how many other players they feel like they know what they got. I thought it would have been Zach Tom And then I hear that, but I would bet that Zach Tom will be one of those guys. It's going to get harder and harder to become one of those guys because you have to do it early and you have to show great growth and a continuum that you're going to continue to grow. And if you're in that camp, you'll get paid. And if you aren't, you're going to get moved on from.
More from Packers minicamp as it rolls on here at Ray Nitschke Field. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, simply local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, simply local and member FDIC.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, and we are hitting the road. Friday, June 13th, spooky. We're heading to Door County Distillery in Carlsville. If you're spending the weekend in Door County, come check out Door County Distillery and hang out with us from noon until 2. That's Friday, June 13th at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. But even if you're not heading to Door County anytime soon, you can bring Door County to you with their cherry brandy for your old fashions infused with Door County cherries, whiskeys, rums, and plenty more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Rolling on with the last practice of Packers minicamp. Doing some individual drill work and all kinds of exciting stuff.
No offense here, but it seems as if you're bored at this camp.
I am.
There's nothing going on, or what are we doing?
I am. Yeah, it's
What's
boring.
going on out there?
It's boring. What the hell's going on out here? Yeah, there's not a lot of juice. Now,
Okay.
you
Well,
being
it's
the
getaway day.
Yeah, you being the pro that you are as a player, I would be curious, though, did you go through these periods where you kind of were feeling less than fully engaged and you have to fight through it because you're a pro?
No.
Because I wonder if players ever
that's-
feel that.
That is being a pro. I think everybody has days where they're like that, where it's a grind. That's when you get better, is when you're through the grind. All right, so Jason, who has been give me a couple of guys on both sides of the ball. You've been out there now 3 days. You're seeing things. Guys that nobody has talked about that have popped. I think McCole Hardman was somebody we kind of just, when he signed, and we're done. But whatever. Who are the guys that you're kind of looking at saying, I can't wait to see more of him? Because if you're seeing that, I'm sure the coaches are seeing that.
Yeah, not really anybody.
All right, great.
But
Can't
again,
get that
this is-
insight anywhere else, boys and girls. That's the insight we're looking for.
Nobody
Yeah.
has stood out one way or the other. Live from
Hey, how's that left
Green
guard
Bay.
doing? Oh, shoot. I didn't even know he was out. I didn't even know he was on
Yeah,
our team still.
exactly. That's Matt LaFleur. So maybe I'm onto something. Like, again, the parameters make it difficult to stand out. Like, Tucker Kraft catches a ball down the field. Awesome. Great moment. It was at half speed. Like, it's not real football. And so the only real football periods we get each day, and the players too, it's not, just us as observers, is the 2-minute drill. And that's why McCole Hardman, the catch that he made on the prayer that Sean Clifford threw up was magnificent. And then obviously Love making the ridiculously majestic throw down the field for the 75-yard touchdown yesterday. Yeah, that stuff stands out, no doubt. I would say that, to answer your question honestly, I saw a few catches during 2-minute periods with the 2s and the 3s that Malik Willis had good moments, right? And again, if we're being honest, with Bo Melton and his cornerback additional responsibilities and his special teams role and 2 draft picks used on wide receivers and 4 incumbent wide receivers, one who may be coming back from an ACL faster than some of us thought he would in Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs and Dontavion Wicks and Jaden Reed. Malik Heath needs to have as many of those moments as he can to help his chances to be on this roster. Because I can tell you this, they're not going to take all 6 of the guys from last year and both of the draft picks and McCole Hardman and go into the season with 9 wide receivers on the roster. And if they start the season with Christian Watson on PUP, or if they unpup him during training camp so he can do some things, and then they IR him after the first day or whatever, so he's on IR for 4 games, and then he can come off, and maybe that's the timeline because he's been such a quick healer. That's still, they're not going to keep 8 wide receivers while he's briefly on some sort of list. So, there is hefty competition here, Horn, at that position. So when you make a catch or 2, like Malik Heath has, that is valuable. I'm not saying it's not, but it goes back to the point you were making earlier, is that when we get, there's going to be 2 joint practices, right? They're going to do one in Indy with the Colts, and then they're going to do one here with the Seahawks when they're coming for that preseason game. That stuff is going to be critical. Beyond those types of things, it just the setup. Like, I know you give us grief about the guys that keep track of how guys fare in the one-on-one pass protection, pass rush deals, right? I get it, and you're right. I mean, it is kind of a silly exercise that doesn't guarantee that anybody's really good. I get it. At the same time, that stuff does have some value, because at least, hey, if I'm watching you put Vonnie Holiday on his back, that gets my attention. We don't have even any of that here, and it appears that we might be doing some sort of obstacle course now. All the guys have taken off their helmets. They appear to have assembled into teams, and it looks like we're going to have some sort of obstacle course race, team race, relay, if you will.
Yeah, play-by-play.
So what do they have? Like
Instead of the
a
2-minute
jungle
drill.
gym and a slide, or what? What kind
No,
of
so they've got
Slip and slides are dangerous.
all
We
right,
know that.
We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. It is definitely a relay, and there are pads that you have to jump over. Then there's a tackling dummy. Matt LaFleur is giving instructions right now. There's some reaction. We can't hear what he's saying, so I don't know exactly what he's doing to get people riled up. But now everyone's leaving. So they all lined up, and now I don't know if they haven't picked teams yet or what, but apparently they're all rehuddling to decide how they're going to go about this. But they've got pads that looks like you got to hurdle over. Then you've got a tackling dummy inside one of those circles that they lay on the ground that you got to go around for pass rush. Then they've got another pad. So this will be interesting. And underscoring the point that this isn't the most productive version of football, the fact that they're now ending their practice, it appears, with this activity at 11:30. We'll see exactly how this goes. We're kicking some field goals as well. And there's clothes being thrown in the air in celebration. I think we're done, boys. I think the off-season program might be coming to an end. Maybe they're not even going to do the relay thing.
Are they doing an obstacle course or not? I mean,
I don't know. I can't tell you the answer to that. Let's get in position for Whoa Nelly. Let's see if they do the obstacle course. Right now, no one is lined up at the starting blocks.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Normally, I love having you down on the sideline. You got horns blowing. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm getting here. Then I was thinking the players are doing it.
Neither do I. That's the problem.
But that's my point.
You are the
it's
worst
like, what are we even
today.
doing?
Who is? Worst. You.
Me?
There's no making you happy today.
Yeah, you could have said, boy, I don't know, man. Baron Sorrell looks really good. He's,
I can't say that if it's not true.
They're not. I understand. I get it. They're not doing anything. Well, which makes me question. But now we're doing an obstacle course. I'm like, well, are we doing it? Are we not doing it? And I don't know. We might be doing it. I'd like to see the beat guys get in the mix on this too.
Yeah, I don't think Goody and LaFleur have any interest in us doing the obstacle course. And
I bet.
Again,
I'm going to tell you this.
It appears we're disassembling. We're disassembling the obstacle course now.
No.
Yes. The equipment guys are picking up the hoops, the giant hula hoops that have been placed down.
They set up an obstacle course for nothing?
Just from Packers PR, practice is over. So there you have it. We're donezo.
Okay, what a deal. Sounds like a productive day.
And it's all my fault, clearly. I thought that the obstacle course was going to be a fun way to end the session.
Yeah, it would have been.
For sure, it would have
been fun.
Is there like
and then they
bad
kicked the
weather?
field goal, and now they're no. It's beautiful outside. It's like 68 degrees, a little breezy. Matt LaFleur is clearly addressing the team now with some final words of don't do something stupid while you're gone for these 5 weeks, right? You heard that speech plenty of times over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Old T.
Yep.
Now we're clapping for somebody.
Somebody's birthday, probably.
Maybe.
This is some riveting stuff. Jason, I don't want you to misconstrue that I'm irritated with you. I'm just saying I'm not sure what we're gaining by this. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
So
mad.
apparently, if I can assume, they had Brandon McManus attempt a 58-yard field goal. It is a special teams obstacle course that all the guys do. They call it the cat period, and if you're gonna make they're clapping for Mark Murphy, so that's who's in the middle of the huddle. I can't see him either. He's surrounded by giant men. But if he made the field goal, practice was over. He made the field goal. A lot of pressure on Brandon McManus. He delivers, and the offseason program is ending now with a presentation in the huddle to Mark Murphy, cheers for him, and then don't leave town and do something galactically stupid to make the organization look bad or get yourself in trouble. I believe that is what's occurring. But practice is officially over, and so is the offseason program. Matt LaFleur is going to talk after practice. We will do Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
For over 50 years, Cousin Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their pull tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins pull tab with a sub or subinable purchase for a chance to win Cousins Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pull tabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The Brewers have lost consecutive series at home for the first time this season, dropping 2 out of 3 to the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta came into the series losing 14 of their last 17 games, including 7 in a row. However, Brewers manager Pat Murphy believes the Braves are better than their record indicates.
If that isn't a really good Major League team, I don't know, because those 3 starters, it felt like you were facing 3 closers. Yeah, that's a team to be reckoned with.
The 36-33 Brewers' longest homestand of the season continues with a 4-game weekend set against the St. Louis Cardinals, where heralded rookie right-hander Jacob Mizorowski will make his Major League debut for Milwaukee.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The road is calling, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered with amazing rides in June. On Saturday, June 14th, you have 2 rides to choose from, either Dogs and Hogs or Sign Effects Ride for veterans. Then Saturday, June 21st, it's the Wisconsin Hero Outdoors Ride for veterans. 2 amazing rides for 2 amazing causes. All info for these rides can be found at wishd.com or find them on Facebook under their events. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi. Come aboard, and you might win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Boundless bounty this June at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Practice is in the books. The off-season program is over.
It looks like we might have lost Jason's connection. He did say it was getting windy out there. It looks like we might have lost his connection here for a second. We'll reestablish our connection with Jason. I know what he was getting at. Tausch, and that's that it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for Whoa Nelly on Wilde and Tausch.
Jason's back.
I am back. So I was walking to the car, and what's your name?
Brian.
Brian's going to be at Hard Rock Casino next week for the show. Going to my car to get my laptop.
Good.
He's standing here.
Love it.
Not Brian. Not Brian Goody.
Hard Rock.
It's not Goody.
Wow.
No, different Brian.
Trying to get Goody on. That'll be great. Is he sit down for the full 3 or just an hour?
I'll have to check with him, but I can speak for this other Brian who is standing by my car that he'll be there for sure. He kind of very smoothly, not wanting to interrupt the show, saying, I'll be at the casino next week. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be at a casino. And then I was like, no, wait, I am. Hard Rock Casino, Rockford.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We could have used Brian with that last in that last segment with some of those insights.
What did Brian think in practice today?
What did Brian think? Did he think there's anybody any good, or is it all? Well, what a waste of time. Ask Brian. Put Brian on. Let's hear his insights on what's
Brian's one of the lucky ones. He couldn't go to practice. He's a fan. They're not allowed to go as fans.
It sounds like they didn't miss anything.
Maybe
that's why they're not. Maybe that's why they're not having fans, because it's so boring. They don't want to bore people out of submission. Okay,
They've been doing us a favor this whole time.
I'm going to apologize to Murph. Don't worry about it. All right. Thank you, Mark.
Time now for Whoa Nelly.
Yeah. So Giannis tweeted yesterday a couple of different things. So ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania shared on First Take. I think he went on the McAfee show, and he was speculating about what Giannis might be doing here this offseason. Giannis tweeted, and I want to make sure I quote this verbatim, so I'm going to pull it up here on Twitter. Does anyone else miss Woj?
Wow. That's very feisty.
So this comes off the heels of this Euro hoop tweet from the other day, which said that Giannis said in some interview somewhere that no one seems to be able to find any audio of that makes it suspicious, that he looks forward to competing for another chance to win the finals with the Bucks. National narrative seems to be shifting a bit based on all these clues of conversation that Giannis seems like he is content staying in Milwaukee. Or you can read into this that Giannis is putting some pressure on the Bucks to decide what they want to do and how they want to proceed because he's being more active on social media now as teams are eliminated from the finals except for 2 and the offseason's starting to heat up with some conversation of head coaches and whatnot. How do you interpret what's going on with Giannis this week, Old T?
Does anyone miss Woj? That's amazing.
I think he's sick of the narrative being put out there that's not the real narrative. So I think as a Bucks fan, you can feel. I feel a lot better. There was the uncertainty in all of these other reports. We kind of felt like Shams' report before the draft was a little clicky to me. We didn't know. He didn't really hear anything. He didn't know anything. And hey, this might happen. Oh, Cooper flag for Yada. Trying to get the ball rolling, which I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. And I think Giannis is basically just trying to say, chill. Let's get Woj back where it's more in Giannis's eyes, maybe a little bit more factual than what he believes Shams is doing. But I think as a Bucks fan, I think that's great news. If Giannis is doing that, he's having some fun with it. And the reports are that any reports that you do hear, and whether or not there was audio of it or if it's just quoted, he wants to stay in Milwaukee. That is the best case scenario for all of us that want to see the Bucks continue to be a relevant operation with one of the world's biggest superstars.
Wasn't there also a picture of him shown, or was this old? I never know what's going on social media these days, where he was standing in front of like the Rio de Janeiro Jesus or something, and he's holding his Bucks jersey. Is that not fresh? Is that old? Somebody sent that to me yesterday. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw it. I glanced past it. I'm not sure if that was new or not. I'll double check.
This is super fun. I hope he says, you know what? I'm a loyal guy. I want to keep playing for this team. I believe we can win another title. We've already won one. I believe we can win another one, and I want to be part of that. I hope that ends up being the case.
Whoa, Nelly! Meanwhile, in the actual NBA Finals going on right now, the Indiana Pacers, doggone it, they did it again last night, came back, defeated the Thunder, and they hold a 2-1 lead in the NBA Finals, 2 wins away from bringing home a title for the Pacers organization. Tausch, are you pulling for the Pacers at this point?
No, not really.
Jason?
No, I'm not either, and I'm actually troubled by how annoyed I am by them winning Game 3. I don't normally care about this sort of stuff, but I just don't like them. I just don't like them. And now they're 2 wins away from an NBA title.
Maybe because you're a fan of the Bucks. Maybe you're kind of showing your cards here that you like the Bucks and you want to be a Bucks fan, and you don't like the team that has kind of blanked on us the last couple of postseasons, and you're admitting openly that you're pulling for a team that plays here in the state of Wisconsin. Maybe.
But they're not even playing. Also, boy, somebody's got quite a horn on their vehicle.
Your visceral reaction to that, Jason, means you have feelings about it. If you really
maybe
didn't
I just
care,
don't
you'd
like
have
teams.
No feelings.
Maybe I just don't like teams that come off as very douchey. And that's how they feel to me.
Maybe, but can you at least account for the fact that you might be a closeted Bucks fan, and that's why this bothers you?
Closeted? No. Whew, wind picking up here at Lambeau Field.
I thought you were in your car.
Aren't you?
No, roll your windows up. You just said you were going to your car.
Yeah, I grabbed my laptop.
Roll your
when
windows
I talked to
up.
Brian. Okay. Whoa, Nelly. I'm gonna let you guys close up shop. I'm gonna go to Matt LaFleur's press conference. Take care. Be good.
Oh, pouty. Pouty Jason.
Is he just in a hurry? Are you still there?
I am. I'm standing.
God.
I can't go through security until we're done with Wonelli, and I can't go to Matt LaFleur unless I'm not on the air anymore.
Jason, you go to Matt LaFleur. Get out of that wind. I'm not sure. Is it one of those car parks that he's doing this press
I'm not in the car. I got my computer out of the car. Then I walked to the entrance.
Did you not say you were going to get in your car?
Going to get.
Am I crazy?
I was going to my car. I went to my car to get my laptop. I didn't say I was driving home. I said I was going to my car.
I think we learned we only need 2 days of minicamp practices.
Oh, my Lord.
This third day sucks. Yeah. Man, what a waste.
Go bowling next year.
Emmanuel Wilson is apparently speaking right now. I'm going to go talk to Emmanuel Wilson instead of you two knuckleheads.
Thank God.
Have fun.
Goodbye.
Good. Maybe it would have been nice if he showed something at training. Oh, Emmanuel Wilson, man, he's got some good burst. Nah. Nothing.
I think Jason is officially gone. So, bye.
Jason's been gone for about an hour. But that's
come on.
Another story.
That's it for Wonelli. Tausch and I will wrap up the show with some riveting conversation on Jason's takeaways from mandatory minicamp practice number 3 today in Green Bay. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance, world-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. We have been meeting with prospective clients who seem to have a common issue with their accountant or tax preparer: lack of communication. Phone calls or emails are not returned. You are surprised at tax time with a big bill because there was no planning during the year and nothing is done timely. At the Neal Group, we like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you can strategize to run your business profitably, minimize taxes, and have less stress. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Dr. Denver Dan on the one of the YouTube dwellers, very popular in the YouTube comments on the ESPN Madison video stream. Today was a Krabby Cakes Day, says Dr. Denver Dan. Tausch, do you feel like it was a Krabby Cakes Day of Wilde and Tausch?
Yeah, I do. I think we're, at that point, just like the players up there, ready to get moving. I think I came in. At home, we've had just a lot of moving parts. It's a new kind of a transition from school to the summer and that schedule. So I probably came in crabbier than I needed to be. But then I also think the minicamp, being at minicamp that there's nothing going on at and no real insights, probably compounded that a little bit. So yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. I can't sit here and tell you that it wasn't a little crappy today. Yeah, that's very fair.
So, okay, I think we all agree we learned absolutely nothing about the 2025 Green Bay Packers at today's mandatory minicamp practice.
Well, I'm going to pull back on that a little bit because I agree. I do agree with when Jason was on the field there and he's talking about doing an obstacle course and then not doing an obstacle course. And was there any players that showed up? And he said no. It was kind of a, okay, what the heck are we doing here? But then Rob Domofsky, our teammate,
the bold one,
sent out what I thought was a pretty good, interesting tweet. McManus makes this field goal. Whether or not if he missed the field goal, they'd have to do the obstacle, I don't know. We weren't there. But the part that was interesting to me, you don't hear players and coaches give you a lot of stuff, especially on June 12th. But when they were called up to head out of town for 5-6 weeks before training camp starts, what do you think they called it up on? It usually can be go pack or offense on 3 or team or what do you think Rob Domofsky reported that they called this Green Bay Packers team up on?
So this is like 1, 2, 3 in the hunt, and then you yell something.
Yes, correct.
I don't know. What was it?
Super. I think I can say this, right? We're not in that window.
Yes, correct.
Super Bowl.
All right.
So the fact that you're not, and I think everybody understands that that's the goal for 32 teams when they report in July. Realistically, there's probably 15 or 16 teams that can actually accomplish that. And almost all of them would say, well, we're not going to even – Mike McCarthy would always say, don't even talk to me about that until we get 10 wins. You heard it. You heard it right down there. That is the message when these guys, to stay out of trouble, to sacrifice, to make sure they're working, everybody's last words that were out of that as a unit were Super Bowl. I love it. I want you to embrace it. I would prefer you say, let's be kings of the North first, because that will help us get to the Super Bowl. But that is the end goal, and it's a team that is not afraid to let you know that's what they're thinking on June 12th of 2025.
For a day that was pretty lackluster, that feels like a great place to call it up for the mandatory minicamp practices officially in the books. Jason catching up with head coach Matt LaFleur right now. I'm sure we'll hear plenty of what the head coach had to say after practice tomorrow, as we wrap up our week here on Wilde and Tausch. Thanks to Jason for sharing his insights and observations as the Packers wrapped up mandatory minicamp practice today with an obstacle course they didn't do and a bunch of other nothingness. Great stuff throughout the course of the week, though. Otherwise, we appreciate Jason being there. Hopefully, we're not as crabby cakes tomorrow. We'll do it again. Have a great day. As Jason always says, take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's